Hello grade 8s, welcome to Cityscape tutorial number 10, Sidewalks. So in this tutorial we're going to build the sidewalk in the foreground. First thing we want to do is we want to make these two lines a little bit thicker. So this is the bottom of the sidewalk here. So we'll select them and go to Display, Line Style, and we'll make them medium like every other line. And I think it's time that we got rid of this center line, the center vertical line. So let's click on it and do Control H. So let's hide it. All right. From this point here, holding the Shift key, I'd like you to draw a very short vertical line. This vertical line represents the step up to get onto the sidewalk. In other words, the curb. From the bottom of this point, let's link it to the two vanishing points and you'll see what I mean. So there's the curb. Alright, so let's draw the sidewalk tiles, or the large rectangular stones that you see on a sidewalk. So we're going to start on the left vanishing point. You can start on the right, doesn't matter. I'm going to start on the left. And I'm going to trace down this line here. So I'm not holding the Shift key. You see how I'm tracing right along that line where the sidewalk meets the buildings? And I'm actually going to go right through the center point. And I'm going to stop at the top of the sidewalk on the other side. Okay, this is not what we want here. This is not what we want up here. So we want to make sure that this line and this line match up. All right. Now I'm going to do the same from the opposite vanishing point. I'm going to trace down this line all the way through to the center point and right through to the top of the opposite sidewalk. Now, I'm going to trace the portion of the sidewalk from here back to the building and from the top of the curb back to the building. Now, I'll just continue this line to the bottom of the curb. That's a little crack between the stones to allow the water to run down. Okay. All right, let's build the next sidewalk tile. So in this case, the next one, we're not following this line because the line has to be a little bit higher. So again, don't make the sidewalk tile too large. Because remember, as we go down the street, it's getting farther and farther away. So things should look skinnier, even though they're not. They just look skinnier in perspective. So I'm going to draw my line there. And I want to take note of this distance here between my first line and my second line. Because when I draw the line from this side, I want to have it roughly the same. Okay, so the height or the distance of this sidewalk tile is the same as this. All right, now don't forget to trace back over that line back to the building. From the top of the curb, trace back to the edge of the building where the sidewalk meets the building. And then don't forget to switch tools and deselect and hide those two guiding lines. Now at this point, because you've got so much stuff on your diagram, on your art project, a lot of the lines are crisscrossing and they're hard to see. And I'm going to draw my crack down. Now there's not a whole lot of distance here, so maybe by this point already you're not going to be able to draw this vertical line. It's so short. That's okay. Alright, let's go from the opposite side. Now this time when I draw the sidewalk tile, it should look a little bit skinnier than the previous one. Not because it is skinnier, but because it's farther away. It looks skinnier. Okay, And then I'll go from this side and I'll try to match the one that I drew on the other side. Okay, let's trace back to the building. It's hard to keep track of your lines here. Let's trace back to the building. And then let's hide the two guiding lines. There we go. Now I'm not even going to be able to draw the vertical line here. There's like 1 millimeter in between, and the dot, the actual point, the diameter of the point takes more than that distance. I'll probably get in one more sidewalk line here. Yeah, that's all I'm going to be able to draw because it's just getting too skinny up there. And don't forget to draw back to the building and back to the building. And then let's hide these lines. Okay, that's the end of the sidewalk. So again, if it doesn't quite look right, just adjust things. Again, everything has to be in perspective or the audience is not going to believe your drawing. So we're kind of on the last steps. Now, up until this point, I haven't asked you to hide any of the points. Even though the points I know kind of interfere with things and they make things look messy, we're going to need the points for our last step in coloring. All right, make sure you save. All right, we'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye.